Welcome to Growing Older with Enthusiasm and our emphasis on helping everybody make sure that the second half century of life is the best half century of life. And last week we introduced a little more information about coaching, a little bit about our program, but today I want to get into the basics. So let me bring you in Neil Haley, my co-host, and let's talk a little bit about coaching for older adults who have been successful in their lives and want to keep it going, even though the direction that their life is taking may have changed.
All right, thanks, Dr. Ron. I appreciate it again to be the co-host. And when you how do you emphasize coaching for older adults?
Well, I think that there are various kinds of coaches for older adults because there are some people who reach older adulthood and really need kind of a fresh start, or they're dealing with particular problems, whether it be related to health, whether it be related to family issues, and so on. Now, I think we all have that to a certain extent, but I particularly like to focus upon people who've been successful throughout their lives, but maybe haven't planned for the fact that older adulthood is a phase of life. It's not preparation for death. And so I think it's very critical. I think I myself have been quite productive as an older adult. And I think most people who have been successful in their lives really want to maintain that. That's part of their personality. So my coaching is really specifically directed at how do we use their background combined with their personality to enable them to function in the most effective and productive way.
And that's getting to know each individual because each individual is different. We talked about different goals people are going to have and specific things. And that's where you kind of delve into things more, Dr. Ron. Is that correct?
Right. I like to think in terms of, this is your job. How are you going to make it work? And most of us have worked in situations where we've worked for an institution or a company or so on that had a mission statement. So I like to start by encouraging people to build their own personal mission statement. For example, in my case, I want to behave in accordance with the 7 Ps of the type P personality without letting my age define me in a negative way. So, in other words, I want to be personal goal oriented in whatever I do, have those goals, be proactive, positive, persistent, passionate, productive, and playful. That's what I want my older adulthood to look like. So that's the overview, and that's really the first step I do in my coaching is to get people with an overview of what is their mission for the rest of their lives that may last many decades, and in some cases, maybe the most productive part of their lives. Once we
But
have a mission statement, then we look at goals. And how do your goals fit within that mission statement? There can be short-term goals, like getting myself to exercise 3 days a week, being able to walk on a regular basis, maybe starting out with a couple of blocks, but getting to a couple of miles or more on a regular basis. So there may be these short-term goals that tie in with the long-term goal of building better health, because that's a real impediment to moving forward if you're not healthy. So the mission statement is step one, goals are step two. Again, some of my personal ones is to keep being productive, to keep being active, to maintain good health, and be the best parent and grandparent that I could be. Tried to be the best spouse I could be while my wife was alive. And now that she's passed on, I think that it is really important to stay socially connected. Those are things I have to work on, but I have to enumerate them that they are actually goals, or else I don't know what I'm working on. And that's what I hope to help people to accomplish for themselves.
As a psychologist, you see that goals are very, very important in achieving any type of measure. The mistake people make in a lot of ways is they don't set goals for themselves. They just go on life. I mean, look at how people fail New Year's resolutions every year. Ultimate goal setting is such an important thing for any success in any area of life.
Yeah, goals drive your behavior. And if you don't have goals, then the course of events will drive your behavior, whatever happens. So if somebody gives you a donut, um, if your goal includes, not eating between meals, then you're not going to eat the donut. If the course of events is, hey, here's a donut. If I don't eat it now, maybe I'll forget about it. Then I'm going to eat it. If it's a rainy day, um, maybe I won't exercise. If I do have the goal of exercising, I have built-in modifications for what happens on a rainy day. Because even those small day-to-day goals determine the kind of person that you're going to be. And most of us who have been successful did it because we had goals. So it's kind of lunacy to think, okay, you reach a certain point in life and you abandon what's made you successful. You abandon the pursuit of goals on a regular basis unless your goal is to decline. And I don't think that's an appropriate goal for anybody.
So that's why psychology is a science, right? A proven science, because if you follow that science to a T in life, you're going to be a success, meaning you've set goals for yourself. You look at your overall, all the areas that you teach as an, for older adults, the non-negotiable for, and that's science, that's medical, proven, it works. What if everyone would follow that to a T, those four areas you talk about?
Well, if everybody would follow it, everybody's going to be healthier than they would be otherwise. More people would uh, live fully as long as they can rather than experiencing a lengthy period of decline. Um, and, in general, they're going to be achieving more and going to be happier. And that's what I think is very important to recognize. You can do that in the second half century of life. And it really should be a hallmark of what you're doing. But once you have those goals, then you can set up structures for accomplishing them and structures for removing barriers. There are barriers to accomplishing goals. One barrier that a lot of us have is we may have certain goals that nobody's going to make us do it unless we do it. I had to encounter that when I sat down to write my book. Um, the fact is nobody was going to make me write it. I wasn't getting paid for it till I sold some. But that's a barrier that has to be cleared by setting in a structure for overcoming that barrier. And that's where, again, coaching and my kind of coaching can help a whole lot of people because part of that structure is who are you going to be accountable for? And there's a small number of people who can be accountable to themselves without the boost of a coach. And I applaud them. I don't ask for them to be, a client of mine. If they can do it, great. But it's those people who have things inside of them that they can share with the world and in the process become healthier, uh, have less potential for cognitive decline, and can stay more socially connected. It's those kinds of people that I like to help take to the next step of going from really an achieving person to an achieving older person, going from an accomplished, happy person to an accomplished, happy older person. And that's the purpose of coaching the way that I construe it is to take people, help them to maximize their potential, and in the process become both happier, more achieving, and most importantly, well, maybe not most importantly, but quite importantly, contributing to the world, getting their ideas into the world because everybody has uniqueness inside themselves that they can share with the world. And I'm just always thrilled when I can help them do that.
There's no magic potion, right? There's no woo woo that gets you to win an overtime. You pretty much have stated it. This is stuff you've done your entire life as a psychologist, working with patients, goal setting, all these things, and then fitting it and tailoring it to this population. Am I correct, Dr. Ron?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I don't think this is magic. It's not luck. It's a matter, and it doesn't have to be as hard work as some people fear. You know, it's kind of like some people fear that losing weight is hard work. Doesn't have to be if you got the right system. Some people fear exercising. Doesn't have to be feared if you uh, do things in a progressive manner that enables you to take small steps in the right direction. Writing a book doesn't have to be, really hard. It has to involve a system that ensures that you're going to do it. And that's why, again, I think if you see yourself as a winner, then winning in overtime is what you're preparing for all your life to a large extent.
How do you measure progress with your clients?
Well, that's kind of why I like to have the mission statement and the goal setting at the start, because then it becomes fairly easy. If my goal is to uh, exercise on a regular basis, then we can measure. Have you done that? If you're going to walk every day, are you doing that? Are you doing balance exercises because you're afraid of falling? Are you doing that? Are you writing is are you writing the book so that you're doing that? Have you joined this organization so you can meet other people? Are you, taking steps relative to how you manage your money, how you manage your time, the various kinds of things. Everybody is unique. Everybody has their own mission statement. Everybody has their own set of goals, but there's a commonality about it. And that's what enables people to benefit from coaching because uh, what may help a person get back into the working world at some level um, may be a different goal that somebody who wants to uh, be making more of a volunteer contribution to the world to somebody who wants to be able to pursue their long-held goal of being a stand-up comedian. Uh, those are different, but we all have there's a certain commonality to all of them that again is not a whole lot different in my work with them than say helping somebody to deal with the fact that they're shy or that they have a medical condition that they have to adjust in pursuing their goals. So there's a lot of stuff that we can draw upon. It may not um, work the same for everybody, but the overall concept works, and that's why mission statement and goals is the first step, first two steps in the process.
All right. Well, it makes really good sense, Dr. Ron. Best place people can find information on all this stuff. Where can they go?
Well, I encourage people to direct message me, uh, and I will get back to them. We can set up a conversation, no obligation, but how can I help them on an individual basis? Can also uh, send me an email to ron.kaiser@thementalhealthgym.com or ronkaiser01@gmail.com. But I'd really like to talk to you because hopefully I can get you started in the pursuit of your mission and your goals, even if I don't wind up working directly with you beyond the initial conversation.
All right. This was Growing Older Enthusiasm with Dr. Ron Kaiser, guys. Take care.